Hello everyone. In this video of conditional constructs in Java, we are going to see about switch statement. So switch statement is a multiple branching statement. That means it's not like if statement where you have a condition and then two possible output. Here it will take a variable, check the variable with different cases and then execute the statement if the case is true. The control may transfer to a specific case to perform the defined job based on the given value of switch variable. So it will check the switch variable and it will check the case. If the switch variable is equal to the case value, then it will execute the statements followed by the case. Now we are going to see the structure of switch case. So here you can see the switch variable, or you can say the control variable, which will be accepted from the user through a menu, and then it will be checking with different cases. If suppose if the variable is 1, then case 1 will be true. It will execute the statements, after which you will have a break statement after the set of statements in case 1, and then it goes down to out of the case structure, that is case block. If suppose the variable is not equal to 1, then it will move on to the next case, that is 2. If it is true, it will execute the statements and then comes out of the block. So it goes on like this till the end. If suppose the switch variable is not equal to any of these cases, then finally you have a default case which will display the wrong choice message. So it's like else part in if statement. Then after that it will close the switch block and execute the remaining set of statements. We are going to see some of the components of switch case statement. So first we will be seeing about switch variable, or you can say as control variable. Then you are going to see about break statement, and finally we are going to see about default case. So first is control variable. A variable used along with switch statement, you call it as control variable. You can see here this example. You can see the switch statement, and within parenthesis the variable n. Here you call it as control variable. It decides a case to be used for execution. Next is break statement. It is used to terminate the control out of the switch block. Okay, we will see what happens if you don't use a break statement later in this video. First we will see what is the other cases of other uses of break statement. It is also known as case terminator. All the cases of switch block must end with a break statement except the last one. Why except the last one is, that is the last statement, so if you don't use break also, anyway it will come out of the switch block, so not necessary to use break statement for the last case. Otherwise you have to use break statement in all the cases if you want to break after the case statements is executed. Then finally we have default statement. It is the last case in the switch statement. It is used to display the wrong choice. It is executed if no case is available for the given value. So this is what we discussed previously. We will be seeing with an example program. So here I have declared a variable n, then I am entering the value n, which is of integer data type, so I am using next int. Now I am using switch, then the control variable n. So if the control variable n is n having the value 1, then it will go inside the case 1, because it checks the variable, that numerical variable is equal to 1. It executes and prints the value 1 in words, and then you can see a break statement. That means it will come out of the switch block. Suppose the control variable is not 1, then it is not equal to this case. It goes to the next case and checks whether the control variable is equal to the case value. If it is true, it will execute the second statement, that is 2, and then breaks. So you can notice that you have only one open and close curly braces for switch. There is no curly braces. If suppose you have more than 2 or 3 statement also, not necessary to use curly braces for each case. You need to use only for the switch. Okay, so it goes on like that. Finally you have a default statement. If there is a wrong choice, that means if the values is not equal to 1, 2 or 3, if you give more than 3, that is 4 or 5, it will go directly to the default statement. and then prints wrong choice and then stops the program. That is, it will go out of the switch block, and if any other statements available, it will execute it and then conclude the program. So this is the output we got. Enter a number. I have entered 2. So the second case was true, so it executed and then it displayed the value 2 in words. Now you are going to see what is fall through. If a break statement is not applied at the end of the case, then the control enters into the next case statement for execution. See, for example, if you don't use break statement, as we said previously, every case should end with a break statement. Suppose you don't type, you forgot to write break, or intentionally you did not write break statement in the program. What it does is, it will enter the case when it is true. Since there is no break statement, it just go into the next case also and then execute the next case. So this unusual execution of more than one case at a time is termed as fall through. So we will see an example, the same program which you took. So here you can notice that there is no break statement in any of these cases. So suppose if I enter 1, so it will enter the, it will be matching with case 1, it will enter into this, it will print 1, and since there is no break statement, goes to case 2, executes it. Since here also there is no break statement, goes to case 3, executes it. Here also you don't have break, so it goes to the default statement. So you will see the output how it is. Now I am entering the value as 1, so you can see 1, 2, 3 and wrong choice. All these statements are executed since there is no break statement. This is what we call fall through. The final topic we are going to see is nested switch statement. If you have a switch statement inside another switch statement, you call it as nested switch. You already seen nested if statement, same like that you can also write nested switch statement. So where we will be using this nested switch statement is if you need to have some sub menus. So a single menu, you can use a single switch statement and execute the different menu items. If you need more than one menu, if you want say you have a sub menu for the primary menu, then you can have nested switch. So in advanced programming you will be using it. So in the board exam they may not ask you to write programs using nested switch, but you should know how to write it. So in that case you just observe how it is. So you have a switch statement, you have a variable, control variable. If the control variable will be checked with, you can see that case A, that is a character, so you have to enclose within single quotes. If it is true, it enters inside and it prints. After printing, it goes to the case 2, that is switch CH2, that means is a sub menu. Okay, another switch statement inside case A. Okay, so here again you got another case variable, and then it prints, it checks whether the case A is equal to the switch variable. If it is true, it will execute it and then break. This break is for the inner switch statement. So where is the break for outer switch statement is, you can see it here. So this is the break statement for the outer case A statement. So here you can see the switch statement is enclosed, inner switch statement is enclosed with open and close bracket. So close bracket is ending here. After that you have to put a break statement for case A. Same like that, if you want another menu for case B, you can just follow this path and then continue the program. Hope you understood this video. We'll meet in the next video. So thank you.